Hello Greg, hello Clint. Can you talk a little about the origin of this film?
Yeah, so for both of us, we have a shared interest
Yes.
in the border between the U.S. and Mexico. Um, for many years before we became filmmakers,
Okay.
we had spent much time down there,
Okay.
and just a realization that what we hear in the news is not what's happening in real life.
Yes.
And when we became filmmakers, we wanted to tell a story that could show people what our experiences have been, but we never thought it would be about our border patrol agents. And it wasn't until we started looking into the agency that we got fascinated by the people who do this job. And so we spent 4 years studying border patrol
Okay.
to learn who agents were as human beings.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is difficult actually to make a first movie?
Yeah. It was
Very easy.
Yeah, very easy. It took us a long time, as Greg said. It took us 4 years
Yes.
of writing the movie, writing draft after draft,
Yes.
and then it took us another couple years to actually get the movie made. And during that time, we were researching Border Patrol because we weren't helped by the Border Patrol at all, by
Yeah.
the agency itself, and so we had to just meet agents whenever we could. But one good thing, so it was very hard. It took a long time because we raised the money independently to make the film.
Okay.
But what that helped do was it helped to really refine our vision for what the movie would be, and how to make a really something interesting, no matter how much cash we had.
Yeah, it's always a challenge to do anything in the arts, and a first movie is so hard because you don't have anything to show people that you've done.
Yes. How did you manage to find the perfect places to shoot your film?
We always the setting, the landscape,
Yes.
was always an important character in our film, but we didn't know how important it was going to be to our story until we got there and we put a camera on this place.
Yes.
It's the desert that we shot in is so rich. Oh, you can. That's fine.
Thank you for the sun.
Oh yeah, no problem. The desert is that we shot in is so diverse,
Yes.
in mountains and wide open places and a road that goes as far as you can see. You know,
Yes.
when we took a aerial photography of the place, you could see 60 miles. You know, in any direction, and no people, no cars, no nothing. We were all alone out there. But it's very hot,
Yes.
and it's very dangerous. But at the same time, it can be the most beautiful place you've ever been.
What were for you the sources of inspiration for that film? For example, movies, books.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We were harkening back to movies we loved from before we were born, but from America in the 70s, a lot
Yes.
of them. So The French Connection, Terrence Malick's first movie, Badlands,
Okay.
and then beyond that to The Treasures of the Sierra Madre, and then there are definitely some noir elements from films like The Maltese Falcon that we wanted to bring in. But we just wanted it to feel real, and we wanted it to feel realistic. We wanted it to feel gritty.
Yeah. And it's like inquiry into like male relationships, like
Okay.
so like French Connection, like a cop movie with two partners that get at odds with each other. And one of the best like action sequences ever, this car chase.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was the most difficult challenge that you have made during the production of this film?
I mean, when you make a movie in the desert like we did,
Yes.
the the sun is your friend and your worst enemy, you know, because it's the movie takes place in 24 hours,
Yes.
and we shot it in natural light, and
Yes.
so the sun is always a different, you know, place in
Of
the
course.
sky, and so some days we would wait till the sun got just right, and so we would rehearse, but then we shot, you know, typically in a movie you shoot around like 4 to 5 pages per day,
Yes.
but sometimes in this movie, and particularly this one day, we shot a 10-page scene in 1 hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So everything everyone had to be ready. You
Yes.
know, we had to be focused. There was an urgency to everything we did, which I think hopefully translates into the experience of watching the movie. Of this, the clock is ticking, you know, and that we were feeling that behind the camera just as much as we hope people watching the movie feel.
How do you see this film, as a drama or a thriller?
Oh,
Yeah, that's interesting. We had always. That's a great question. I would say yes. both.
Yes. Of course.
We always wanted to make it a thriller, but we wanted to use that kind of bedrock, that thriller bedrock, and make something exciting. But use that to explore dramatic elements, and use that to explore really interesting characters in a really interesting world, and characters who are at odds with that world at different times. And so, I'd say both.
Cool. Can you talk a little about your main casting, Johnny Simmons, Gabriel Luna, and Clifton Collins Jr.?
yes, that's one of the most celebrated parts of the movie is these performances.
Yes, of course.
They so represent the ideal for the characters that we had envisioned, as they are as people and actors. You know?
Yes.
Gabriel Luna has a tremendous soul,
Mm.
you know, in real life and in movies.
Yes.
And he's like kind of like a quarterback mentality. You give him plays, and doesn't translate. Quarterback is in football.
No,
okay,
no.
yeah.
American football, yeah. I know.
Okay, but yeah, you get the plays, and you know, he's like, coach, put me in.
Yes.
We're gonna get this done. He gets everyone rallied around. You know, we go do this.
But
And Johnny Simmons is such an experiential actor. So when he gets onto a set, he wants everything to feel new. You know, he wants to discover it for the first time.
okay.
You know, so every take you do, you might find something new that you didn't know that was there before. And Clifton Collins Jr. is such a student of his art, so he goes very deep, you know, as he studies everything. And putting those three together created such a fascinating dynamic,
Yes.
because they have different processes to do their
Yes.
job, which I think helped bring each up. So
Yes.
they helped each other.
Good team.
Yeah, if one was alone, I don't think we'd have the movie we have. The three together
Yes.
make it work.
Which scene was the most difficult to shoot, play in this film, and why?
I think the one he was talking about earlier, with where even it's one of the most integral scenes in the movie,
Yes.
but we got to the point in the day, just because of the way the day happened, that we only had an hour to shoot this really important scene in the movie.
Yes.
It's a
And-
scene where Davis pulls the gun.
Yes.
That's that scene. Shot in 1 hour.
The films take place during 24 hours. It's completely immersive. With which camera did you shoot this film? Was it shot in chronological order or not?
Okay, so 2 questions there.
Yeah,
Camera
2, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
order. So first, the camera we shot on the Ari Amira,
Okay.
but we shot on lenses from the 70s.
Okay.
Because we wanted to create a timeless feeling of the desert and the place.
Okay.
Gosh, the cinematographer from No Country for Old Men. What's his name?
Oh, Deacons.
Roger Deakins.
Okay.
He always says that you want to find a way to confuse the pixels
Yes.
of digital to, you know, in a world
Yeah.
without 35 millimeter, and that's one way to do it is these old lenses, but then a very new modern
Yes.
camera. And then the order of shooting,
Yes.
we didn't shoot the entire film chronologically.
Okay.
However, we would shoot sort of phases. Like the movie kind of progressed towards the end, even though sometimes in the first week scenes might be a little out of order. It felt like each week we were moving closer to the end of the story.
Okay.
And the nights were the last things we filmed.
Okay.
Which are hard to do, especially when you have snakes everywhere at night in the desert.
Wow. Your film shows a real maturity in the way that you shoot it. The result is a great film and my preferred of the Deauville American Film Festival. How is it important for you to be here? What do you think about the festival and the French cinema in general?
Oh, we love the festival. First off,
Yes.
it's been one of the best festivals we've come to.
Okay.
Everyone's treated so well
Good.
here. Yeah, it's amazing. But not only by the people in the town, but by the festival
Yes.
as well. And they have a love for filmmakers. They have a love for directors, producers, writers,
Yes, of course.
as much as for actors.
Yes.
That's really cool to see. And then French cinema is for me at least. Some of my favorite movies, many of my favorite movies are French films,
Ooh.
and French cinema. Jean-Luc Godard,
Yes.
Francois Truffaut, and then newer directors as well. They made movies that made me want to make movies,
Cool.
and so
Oh yeah, and as an inspiration too, I forget the
Yeah.
I forget the name of the filmmaker. A prophet,
Prophet, oui.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like masculine
Yes.
intensity,
Yes.
and worlds that felt very authentic,
Mhm.
was a huge inspiration for us as well.
Good. What are your current projects?
So it's so funny how in this industry
Yes.
there's so much protection over
Yes.
the next
Okay.
thing. But however, it's fine. There are five
Okay.
things we're hoping to
Good.
get to do, and it's nice that there's two of us
Yeah,
to
yeah,
try
yeah.
and do it.
Good.
Uh,
And my last question, what kind of advice could you give to someone who would like to work as a director?
Yeah, I've been asked this question a few times since debuting this film, and I think it's so important to first you have a vision. That's a clarity of a point of view. However, work becomes great when you surround yourself with artists who can take your vision and find things that you didn't think were possible and take you farther, which is kind of contrary to the mindset of the auteur. The auteur, you think it's my idea,
Yes, yes.
only me, every shot, everything is just in my, But for me, at least, as a filmmaker, that would have resulted in a film like this,
Yes.
with great collaborators
Yes.
and actors and cinematographers and
Yeah.
all of these wonderful ideas is why our movie is what it is.
Thank you very much.
thank
Yeah,
you very much.
Thank you. Can I take